Okay, what's good, unapologetic gang? So today we're gonna talk about maybe some of the friends that are starting to come back into your life. I know I've made this podcast several times or announcement in different ways, but it's important that you really listen up because things are starting to get different. I mean, like really. So the first thing is that there's going to be people from the past, and let's just say maybe you've picked up on some like jealous kind of vibes from people and you're not sure if you should open up. Let's be honest, if things were going kind of bad and it was rough then, things are going to go great and you're going to know maybe this person is not in my best intention. So trust is earned and respect is given. So you may have known these friends from long periods of time, but it doesn't mean that this is somebody that you necessarily have to adopt back into your whole this is what's going on, this is every problem, just things are good, daily grind. Now, it's a bit difficult for me to answer some of these, and let's be honest, in my real life, because sometimes I don't want to tell people where I am. If you're not following me on social media or anything like that, if you're not checked into the channel, let's be honest, in my Facebook, I just completely deactivated the account. I didn't delete it, I just deactivated it. So where people are and what they're seeing I'm doing and who I'm with, I just don't really want to advertise that, particularly in this moment right now. It's just really important for me to keep it escondido, like moving in silence is very important. So I can just hear somebody in the background just saying, but Marinike, this is my friend and so and so and so and so, and they got me through a rough time. As I'm using myself as an example, in a previous video I talked about friends when I was living in Phoenix almost 7-8 years ago. I mean, these people are not in my life now. We're still cool and everything, but it's not like I'm gonna give everything away. I'm not necessarily an open book. Yes, I've written a book. But everything about it is not open. Let me see if I can. So there's things I still keep secret, and when it's ready, everything will be revealed within its proper time. But right now is not the time, and it's neither really anybody's business. The thing is, we want to be able to move forward, and I wrote in a chapter of the book how there was somebody I met from Malibu, California, and he was talking about how he felt like his friends were breaking his spirit. And so I wrote a chapter about kind of maybe eliminating people out of your life and who should be eliminated. By the way, this is my second book. I'm on my computer and phone. Let me see if I can change this at the same time. Okay, either this works or it doesn't. So I'm literally holding a light, which I actually have a tripod here, which is kind of confusing. But so in the book, I talk about kind of making space to stay away from certain people that might be toxic. So is jealousy a normal experience? Yes. I mean, we've talked about this on Instagram in a free coaching session. It's important to recognize that feelings will come up. Your friend lost 15 pounds and you're just hitting the gym. That's like a natural jealousy. That's a natural wanting. Jealousy can be natural, right? You are just studying and your friend passed the bar and it's something you're wanting to do. It's normal to, wish that there was something you had that others don't have, to to say, oh, I rebuke that. It's okay too, but like, let's be honest about human emotions. But when it comes up and it's a point where this person is breaking your spirit, that's going to be kind of hard to handle. Now, there's some, let me just read to you what I wrote in my book. But before I get there, there is a man by the name of Jordan Peterson, and he says a friend with you is somebody that you can laugh with and cry with, who will not just kind of like take the moment away from you, but will help you in each moment, right? So when really examining, should I stay quiet? Is trust given or earned? If it was 25 years ago, good. Even if it's family you're just now reconciling with, congratulations. But again, this does not necessarily mean that they have access or legal rights or anything like that to come and enter into your life. It's just kind of like, it's going to be hard for that to like, for anybody to really accept a new friendship this way. So in this regard, you guys do what you can. Keep your wits about you. And know if there's people who are trying to break your spirit. For example, you tell a family member something, oh, I'm going to do this. For example, I was telling somebody in my family, yeah, I'm going to write a book. This is what I'm going to do. And I was immediately hit with, well, do you know how hard it is to get a publisher? To even know, like, everything that I was excited about, because I had come in from this journey of traveling through Mexico and I had $200. I was so aware of like the fact that everything was possible and anything was possible, and all I needed to do was keep my mind focused on what it was that I was doing and just not accept no. If you're not here for my success, get up on out of my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, thanks, excuse me, somebody else will. So that was kind of like an attitude I was taking on. So it's kind of hard, like, to be around people who don't want to see you win. Now, I'm going to read from the English version. This book is in 7 languages. This is the multilingual version. So when in this, I talk about calling in your soulmates. Now, there's people who in your tribe will help you support your mission, and just because people did it in the past doesn't necessarily make you the best of friends. I want to remind you and caution you, sometimes people help you because they like where you're at, and as soon as you come to a different place, it's going to be it's harder for them to accept, oh wow, like they wanted help because they were something great. Oh, I liked it when you were down. And don't get me twisted, guys. This is so true. I can't tell you how many times I've had to just kind of reevaluate a lot of friendships that I thought were close. Like, oh my gosh, this person helped me, and like, wow, they know there's something great in me. No. Some people help you, one, because they want you down. Some people don't help you. They're helping you because like either they put you there and they just want to act like they're supporting you. So, all right, this is page 19. Page 19 is the same in every single language. It's the same in Thai, Vietnamese, Lao, Espanol, and Khmer, and Yoruba. So the company you keep may actually be holding you back. This is the chapter called, it's a chapter where you work through things. It's time to be of service to yourself, saying goodbye. Okay, so when I was in Malibu, California, I met a really sweet guy who wanted to travel longer than he had. He stated out loud that he was feeling like everyone around him wanted to hold him back. He said, I feel like my friends are trying to break my spirit. When I talked to him again, which was kind of like a few months later, he said he was back home and he felt like it was a better choice for him. When you are moving forward, it may be in the best interest to remember 2 things. 1, what the enemy meant for evil, God has worked it out for your good. 2, But okay, let me also just say this. Keeping in mind that this mantra is not for staying in abusive situations, okay? Sometimes you just need to put on your pants and walk away. You can do it. So today I want you to make an exercise and make a list of all the people who are going to benefit from you walking away from either these somewhat toxic relationships, or not so much even fully walking away, but creating distance. Not expecting people to change, but kind of accepting them as they are. So it could be your future business partner, or your children, or even your spouse. This is a page from the Vision book. So yeah, you guys, even if it is your friends, I had this recently. I had somebody that was, I talked about, hey, this person was amazing for me when I was in law school. Let me move my little, there we go. That looks so much cooler. How cool. Qué bueno. So this person was like, well, we used to be so close, but I just kept feeling like every time I was wanting to, or as I was sharing things that were going good in my life, she was always like, either I just felt she was very jealous, and like to a point where I was like, maybe I shouldn't tell her anything, or when I was going through a hard time, always one-upping me. Oh, well, if you think that's bad, and I'm like, I feel like you mean well, but you don't know how you come across, but it just like, I shouldn't tell you anything. Even in my suffering, I knew that that was just like not the type of relationship I wanted to like have with anyone. And here, this sometimes trauma is one of the best things to have happen to you, because it means either you can either break the cycle of old patterns of thinking. That's the challenge. It's what challenges you the most, is breaking the cycles of old thinking, or popping back into it and just saying like, you know, I accept it, or I'm gonna spiral down. But the truth is, if you are sure of yourself and your soul and what you were going through, you might be down, but you don't stay down. It may not be a pretty situation. Like, let's be honest, when you're battling demons, it looks ugly. I mean, it looks so ugly, and to some people it looks good for them. They're just happy because it's not them, or they're happy because they feel like you don't look like anything that you've been through. So for that, I just want to just drop this little nugget for you guys to let you know, yes, this is like 120% important that you understand. You just understand. Not everybody is here for your best good. Even if you used to play with people back in the day, it doesn't necessarily mean, one, they want you where you're at, or two, they want you where you're going. Especially if you have come leaps and bounds, especially if you have jumped out of traditional thinking. If they still think in a traditional sense, it's painful. So yeah, it's a lot. But it's one of the most exciting times to know that you're actually changing. Like, things are really moving beneath you, under your feet. What I mean, the ground under your feet is changing, and so this is exciting. So I want to just push you guys to continue moving into your calling, your higher. Excuse me, what is going on? Like, I had coffee yesterday. It's causing some problems. But yeah, so with this, I just want to please activate. I want to activate this within you guys. Please just keep going, just keep swimming, you know. Keep moving. The ground underneath your feet is always moving. And so when you have changed a lot of things, within yourself, when you've changed a lot of things within where it is that you're planning to go, what kinds of things you plan to do for yourself. Let's just say, for example, some of the people that are around you may have some sort of employee mentality and you're hopping into entrepreneurship. Everybody around you, or you're creative and everybody around you is very linear thinking. Or you have a dynamic way of thinking and people are like, why can't you just do one thing? I mean, at this point, even if people were in the past, some people may help you. I definitely don't get that, into your head that I'm saying, if people think differently, then you can't say anything. Different forms of opinion is very powerful. It can help transform and transmute what you think is clear for you, to a broader audience, to a bigger vision, to a wider net. Some of these things are very possible for you. So with that, I want to put that out there and remind you guys, just keep going, just keep swimming. But if the people that are around you are thinking so differently, you don't want to advertise everything that you're doing if it hasn't quite sprouted. If things are in seed form, if it has not come into any sort of fruition, if you're just applying for your business license and you don't have the physical location, if you are looking at products and you don't officially have them on your website, just kind of keep quiet. Don't tell people things as they're happening. Well, I'm starting my own firm. Just be quiet until you have a good list of clients, unless this is somebody that you genuinely can help. It's hard to keep quiet. It's hard to keep silent, but people, are just kind of coming back into your life and keeping things pretty general at it's great is about it. Especially when I'll let you guys know this in closing. So if you're getting dreams, if you're getting a feeling like, maybe I should keep quiet, can't really tell this person about that, got it, if you're feeling this and you're, maybe I was wrong. No, you're right. You're always right. It's just you can get fooled or under blindsided or seeing with rose-colored glasses or whatever. It's always right. So, yes. Once a bridge is burnt, you can't use that pathway again. Even if construction workers came back, it's done. So take care of yourselves, guys. It's all right to keep your relationships, don't stay isolated, but really limit what you say. And if you're not in a space of, if there's going to be forms of interrogation, particularly with family members, that want to know everything. So what are you doing now? Just working in a company. You don't want to say my company. You don't want to say one I'm building. You don't want to say a book I'm writing. You don't want to say a movie I'm making, a movie I'm writing. You don't want to say a series I'm filming. Just some work right now. I mean, it's kind of hard getting back out there. Leave it alone. It's better to let people think that you're doing bad or to stay silent than to give them more than they actually need to know or deserve. Unless they're going to cut you a check for the next production of the film, it's going to be hard. Let me give you guys the example of The Chosen. The first series was already done first before they had said, okay, hey, we're doing this project. Approaching different people who are going to help you in that mission is different than just saying, okay, hey, we was cool back in the day. What happened? Listen, I was told that you don't want to, and it's not that you're necessarily shedding old skin and you're like, I want nothing to do with that. It's that you want friends where you're going, not where you are. You want friends where you're going, not where you've been. And it's nice to just be like, hey, it's good to see ya. But, I mean, you want people that are going to look like what you want it to look like. And even if it was in the past, it was such a beautiful memory, but people have to earn their trust. Respect is given. But if it comes off and it's things like gossiping, have you heard from so-and-so? She's doing this now. Oh, well, I would have loved to hear that from her, but thanks for telling me. Gossiping is the worst thing. It will definitely betray a person's trust, and you can't tell them anything. Once I recognize that about a person, I just cut her out quick. Now, not to completely eliminate her, but I said, listen, are you going to be telling my business? Because you just did. Oh, she didn't realize she had done it. So those kinds of people, not really people. I'm kind of busy. All right, guys, you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next webisode.